All right. Here is some of the things that I was seeing with the scissor sweep, which is not uncommon. Sometimes we make like this little half turn, and then we try to fight our knee in there, and our knee's kind of up on the person's chest, and then we've got this hook over here on their hip, and we're literally trying to push. We're trying to push them this way, and the scissor sweep isn't like this scissor, exchange from the left and the right and turning them like this, like we think of the scissors. It's actually a little bit different. First of all, I've got to trap this whole side of their body again. Okay, so this arm's going to have to be trapped. All right. I can use this technique to kind of shove the arm in right there and hold their head down. Some folks kind of use the other technique where they reach across and they hold the head down here. At any rate, what has to happen down here, I think right now, is what I really want to point out. This foot is not, it's not like on the arm bar where you push off of their hip, okay? On an arm bar, you can push off the floor if you want. It's I think better, and the way I teach it is to push off the hip. But in this scissor sweep, I'm going to come all the way down to the floor, all right? This knee here, as I'm turning my hips, is going to drop down, and it's going to block out their side right here. That's what I'm aiming for, is that my knee will come down and block this out, okay? And whenever this comes down, the other knee and shin is literally going to come across their belly, underneath the belly button. It's going to come across the pelvic bone, the belt. It's going to come across the lowest as I can possibly get it to come across their belly, all the way up to here, where their legs are, inside this crotch. So when I make that turn, I'm at guard. I have done some trapping here somehow. I've got the arm, I got the head, got the arm, I got the head. This movement right here is going to allow this to go right in between me and them. I'm now underneath their body. What's going to happen with this leg is it's going to drag across the floor like that. I am trying to force it that way. This leg here isn't kicking out like that. That is not what this leg is doing. Okay? It's not doing that. What it is doing is it's pushing that way. It's pushing that way. As it pushes that way, what happens is their hips are, they're being pushed back. If I'm trying to use this motion here, I don't have enough torque. I'm not strong enough, and I don't think there are many people that are strong enough to do this and keep some sort of a balance or any leverage as they do this. But whenever they push straight out, it causes, first of all, this hip to come up. It causes, instead of trying to push it over like this, they've still got balance, and you're losing your balance. You're losing your ability, your leverage whenever you do this, because you're kind of hanging on this just the kind of the ball of your hip, if you will. Okay? But whenever you push straight out, as you're gaining leverage, which allows you to just roll right over. So, this technique, slam it down on the ground, get your hip out, make this happen here so that that falls comfortably right into that space that you just created. Now it's a matter of pushing this that way and this that way. And what will end up happening as you do that is you kind of turn the wheel, if you will. You've got their arm trapped. Maybe you've got a gi, or maybe you're just sucking the head in, and you're pushing, as you're pushing, your body just rolls. It just kind of rolls naturally, like there's no force that's involved. There's no forceful movement. There's nothing on your part that's really forceful in that scissor sweep. So one more time. I'm going to pull them down. I've got an arm trapped. I've got their head trapped. I'm going to post off the floor real hard. Turn. This traps that leg down there. This right here will just fall right in that space that I just created under their hips, low on the belly, up to their legs, across the midsection, whatever you want to call it. My shin, like my knee, will come out on this side of the hip, and this hook right here will come out on this side of the hook. Okay? And this motion. I hope that was helpful.
How many